So hello friends, I am Neeraj. Hope you are doing great. So we have enough information to proceed further, and let us try to see today in today's session we will be seeing how we can have some form elements in our application, because forms are very integral part of any application. So we'll be trying to we will try to eventually I would just give you a brief about it, that all this would be a navigation. So we will try to make our contact form today, okay? And so in order to do that, so let us try to do some cleanup here, because they are unnecessary occupying a space. So okay, fine. So now we have enough space, and let us also try to do some refactoring of our code. So actually try to think of it in web perspective, in website, in web development. So everything is a page. So whatever we see in the browser and what we see in our mobile screen, so that is a screen. So that screen we can think of it as a page. So that is why, like, it's ideally like this is my way. So you can go your way as per your preference. So ideally, like I used to keep all the screens inside one folder, screens, and we can have multiple hierarchy of that. No worries for that. And inside this screen folder, so let us create a file here, and let us name it contact.tsx. okay, and also we can move this our home directory, home file, to our screen, and we will adjust, we will do some adjustments here, component screen, and okay, and inside component directory we will need to do one setting here. Let us try to save it. Maybe let us try to forcefully rebuild it. Android, yes, it is building. Yes, so that way our application would be more organized. So we will be having, so here we will start with RNFS, and this is our contact, and we will contact screen. Okay, for now, so we will simply update the text here, contact screen. Okay, and in our home, in our app.tsx, we will import this contact. Yes, it's got auto imported. So okay, so let us refresh it. Yes, so now it is fine. So we are having our contact screen. So inside our contact screen, so let us try to, and by the way, like for rendering the input boxes, so we can import one component, so that is called text input, and let us self close it, and the moment we do that, so here we are having, however it is not visible, we can provide the styling for this. So here we can see that there we are having a nice area for, so that we can type in something here. So let us add some styling over here. So style, and inside a style we will let us try to create styles itself. So styles, and we will say it styles.input. So input class, and inside this here also, like a style sheet, we will create input. It will take an object, and we will say it firstly padding. So padding would be say 10, and we will also be having a margin bottom, let's say 10, cause so that for multiple inputs we could have a spacing. And we can also, for example, let's say we can go with a border. So border, like border color is there, so these properties are there, so we can provide it here. So border color, let's say we should go with black, and if we save it, so actually that is not happening, that border is not visible. In order to get it visible, so we have to use another property, and that is called border width. Yes, border width. So it is like the in web development also we have to provide a border thickness. So here also we can provide a thickness. So let's save it, and now we are having this nice one. So let us also try to give some styling over here. So style, and we will create a class for container, and here also let us try to create it container, and here we can say it let's say padding of 20. Let's save it. Yes, so now our this our form is looking fine. So we are having border, and here we can type in something. Okay, so here we can type in something. So all this thing is happening fine, and with text input there are a few things which we can do, and how we can retrieve the, here also like we can have a placeholder, like placeholder, and placeholder, let's say we should call it enter name. So here this placeholder is visible, and we will also try to do one more thing, because whenever user types in something, so we can store it somewhere. Okay, so in order to do that, we will use our use state, the hook we learned in the previous session. So if you have not watched that session, so you can check that also. So here we will start with const, and we will name it let's say name, and the setter method would be a set name, and here also we will go with use state. Yes, it's got auto imported, the default value is none, and here we can provide with this one, here we can provide the value, and here we can provide the variable name, and also we can, there is one more thing, very important thing, or important props that text input is having, that is on change. So there are two things, on change and on change text. So on change text we will be using it, and inside on change text we want to have it, for example, say we can here also we can have a text here, text, not text component, rather plain text, and here we can render the value of name. Okay, is there anything wrong? Okay. So here we will provide the set name. So right now whenever we type in anywhere, just wait a moment, we will also provide some margin top, so that we could have some spacing. Okay, so here if we type in the moment we type in something, so our this we are getting the whatever we are typing in the input box, so we are getting it here also. So this is the things, and by the way, like for more information, one more thing I would like to demonstrate, to show it here. So by default, whenever a user clicks in the input box, so by default we are having this layout, this keyboard layout. We can, for example, say for at many occasions you might have seen that the keyboard layout is only numeric one. So in order to do that, this is really literally very simple. all we have to do is we have to provide a prop, that is keyboard, and keyboard type here we can pass in the numeric. Okay, let's save it. And the moment right now the moment the cursor goes, wait one moment, what went wrong. Whenever the cursor goes, if the user clicks in the input area, so we will have a numeric keyboard only. So this is actually, by the way, like you can have definitely a better look at here on the React Native documentation. So type in here text input, this one, and here you will have, we can use, there are plenty of props and plenty of options we can use, and I would suggest you to dive into here, and you can literally control the layout, and I mean many things we can control it here. So one more thing we can do it, for example, say if we need to have a multi-line text box. So for now I will go with the plain keyboard layout, and if we need to have a text box, so definitely we can do this with one single prop, that is the multi-line. And the moment we type in multi-line, we can provide other props as well, like number of lines, and here we can provide the desired number of lines we need. So let's say go with 5, and right now you can see we can have a text area just like in web development. So I think we are already having that much of information, and we will try to, in the next session, we will try to add other stuffs, like we will be having the field names. I am writing it here. We will be having, let's say, name, mobile, and a query. So whatever user will type in, so he will provide his query, and a button would be there. So we will be having a button, and that button would be having a label of, let's say we will go with title, and title would be let's say send. So that button would be whenever user will click on the send button. So our idea is that whatever information like his name, mobile, and his whatever query he has provided, so that piece of information would go to our API server, and that will process this user provided data, and will most likely will send an email to the user, like acknowledgement email. Okay, so this is our idea, and this thing we will be doing that in coming session. So I hope you enjoyed this session. So till then, take care and happy coding. If, by the way, if you have any doubts, so please don't hesitate in to write me out, and I'll definitely try to answer it as soon as possible. Okay, so take care, happy coding.